And now, the Escape Turn, the only online TV channel strictly dedicated to covering all things Greyhound racing and furthering the cause of the sport we love, presents Greyhound Racing News. A news digest covering the top stories of the world of Greyhound racing, track news, legislation, stakes racing, online events, and more. Now here's the host of the Escape Turn Greyhound Racing News from GreyhoundTrackSims.com. It's Papa.
Hi, it's Pup, founder of Escape Turn, the only online television station devoted exclusively to Greyhound racing. Welcome to our very first episode of Greyhound Racing News. The Florida legislature will debate several issues related to gambling in its next session that begins March 4th. Here are the issues that will be on the table during this upcoming session. Amend, extend, or end a gambling compact that expires in 2015 with the Seminole Tribe of Florida. They will also look at moving to allow full-scale casinos in Broward County, Dade County, or even statewide. Move to allow slot machines at Palm Beach, Naples, and other locations, provided that the voters of those areas approve. And then finally, the issue that looks to end Greyhound racing in the state of Florida, at least that's potentially something that could happen. They will consider the bill that looks to decouple the requirement to have Greyhound racing in order to operate a card room. For more on this subject, we check in with Anastasia, who's reporting with us from South Florida. Hello, Anastasia.
Thanks, Pup. Some Florida lawmakers are taking the first steps to end Greyhound racing in the state. There are a dozen Greyhound tracks in Florida. A major reason why many of them still around is the state law that allows poker rooms at the tracks. Two bills now in committee in Tallahassee could potentially dismantle the Greyhound industry. One bill would separate gambling from dog racing. This is commonly called decoupling bill. Another would require tracks to make reports about Greyhound injuries public. Some lawmakers say they're concerned about the number of Greyhound injuries each year. One even referred to it as a Holocaust. Opponents of the bill and Greyhound enthusiasts cite the high quality of care given to these Greyhound athletes, as well as the hundreds of thousands of successful retired racing Greyhound adoptions. They believe the sport is great for state revenue and offers a historic tradition of family entertainment. Public involvement could make the difference in these bills, so you should definitely contact your representative and make your voice heard. This is Anastasia reporting from South Florida. Back to you, Pup.
Thank you very much, Anastasia, for that report. If you'd like to make your voice heard on these issues, especially the ones concerning Greyhound racing that are coming up in the next legislative session in the state of Florida, you can log on to myfloridahouse.gov or flsenate.gov. That's myfloridahouse.gov or flsenate.gov. I'm Pup from GreyhoundTrackTips.com reporting for EscapeTurn.com, your source for all things Greyhound racing related. Thanks for joining us today.
Greyhound Racing News, a news digest covering the top stories of the world of Greyhound racing. The Escape Turn, the only online TV channel strictly dedicated to covering all things Greyhound racing and furthering the cause of the sport we love. Greyhound Racing News.